Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. In this video, we leave Quy Nhon behind and take an overnight train to Ho Chi Minh City. After a short break, we take a tour around the city where we pass by the Notre Dame Cathedral and we walk through the famous post office. We then visit the Vietnam War Remnants Museum. In the evening, we walk around town to see the town lit up. The following morning, we leave for the Mekong Delta where we visit an organic farm, visit with some of the small businesses associated with it before making our way to the riverside homestead for an overnight stay. After arriving at our hotel, we took some time to freshen up before heading out into the center of town to see some of the sights. Our first stop was for breakfast at a restaurant called the Propaganda Vietnamese Bistro. No, really, that's its name. See, I told you so. It had murals all over the walls showing village life, and the food was pretty good too. After breakfast, we walked to the nearby Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon, built by the French. The cathedral was constructed between 1863 and 1880. It has two bell towers, reaching a height of 190 feet. It was undergoing renovations and was closed to the public. The statue in front of the cathedral is a granite statue of Our Lady of Peace named Regina Passes. We then walked across the street to the famous Saigon Central Post Office. It was constructed between 1886 and 1891 and is now a tourist attraction with lots of souvenir shops inside. The building has been well maintained. It is full of souvenir shops and others selling trinkets. At the back of the main hall, there is a huge picture of the beloved Ho Chi Minh, affectionately known as Uncle Ho. On the right side of the hall, there is a huge painting of the old city of Saigon. On the other side, there is a map of southern Vietnam. At the back of the main hall is a huge picture of Uncle Ho, the founder and first president of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. There in the distance, you can see a building where the famous picture of the last helicopter leaving Saigon was taken. That was at the fall of Saigon in 1975. We then made our way to the War Remnants Museum, showing some of the equipment used during the Vietnam War. Outside in the courtyard, you will see a Huey helicopter, an M48 Patton tank, a Blue 82, an F-5A fighter, an A-1 Sky Raider attack bomber, and a A-37 Dragonfly attack bomber. Inside the four-story building, there are dozens and dozens of pictures showing the horrors of war, as well as descriptive text. It was quite depressing inside to see such suffering, and I did not include them in this video. Later at night, we went for a walk around town to see the town lit up. We first walked past the Bitexco Financial Tower. It has 68 floors above ground and 3 basements. It was completed in 2010. There is a helipad located on the southern side of the tower which cantilevers out from the 52nd floor. This is the Saigon Times Square building. It was completed in 2012 and has 40 floors. The Revere Saigon Hotel is located within its tower and has 286 luxury rooms. Look at the beautiful grand entrance to this place. At the end of the Nguyen Hue Boulevard, there is a statue of Uncle Ho. In front is a huge lotus flower fountain. The Nguyen Hue Boulevard is one of Saigon's oldest thoroughfares. It is currently a famous pedestrian-only street. This is a view looking back along the boulevard, showing the Bitexco Tower and the Times Square building. The next morning, we left early, heading towards the Mekong Delta for an overnight stay at another homestead. So here we are,
and the Mekong Delta.
Here, we met our guide, who told us about the next phase of our journey.
First, we take the big boat and we take a trip on the Mekong River. This is the Mekong River. Yeah. From here, one by one, please. Step by step, please. Just slowly and slowly. We sit to sides of the boat to give the balance. And also one thing our trip. First, I think you feel very comfortable with the good weather. From that way, you can go to the ocean about 50 kilometers long. It's so far, about 5,000 kilometers long. Means mother. Go means stop over there. It means that we say
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you for your help.
Our guide gave us a tour of the area, showing us the various trees and shrubs along the way. They first gave us a selection of different fruits that were grown locally on the organic farms.
Pineapple exactly.
Dragon fruit.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Right. Mango. Right. Yes, the jackfruit. But how about this one? How about this one? Can you tell me?
Then our guide shows us a jackfruit. This fruit smells so bad that most hotels have a sign in the lobby saying no jackfruit in the rooms. For lunch, they gave us a grilled elephant fish, which is cooked with the scales on. The flesh is then scooped up and rolled in rice paper along with some fresh vegetables. After lunch, I walked around the area, seeing the varieties of the trees and the irrigation ditches. I was surprised to see they had fish swimming in those ditches. These are a couple of examples of jackfruit growing on the tree. We then walked to one of the local businesses. This one grows and harvests cocoa pods to extract the beans to make chocolate. These are examples of ripe cocoa pods.
I definitely got a picture of this. Yeah, see the nice pods there.
We then made our way to another local business that makes honey, and they gave us a honey drink and let us smell some powdered bee pollen.
Bee pollen.
Yeah. You saw, you know, in Vietnam, with this price, you can see, to know that is a real honeybee or not, you can see the bee come here.
We then continued our boat trip to another island in the Delta to see a huge processing plant for coconut candy and local wines. On this leg of the journey, our guide gave all of us a fresh coconut to drink. Wow, that's my favorite. Here you can see a boat builder on the shore. We arrived at the coconut processing factory to see the various steps in making coconut candy, from extracting the water to cooking to reduce it, and then the making of the candy from the thick syrupy liquid. Here, the coconut water is heated and stirred to reduce the water content. It is then poured out and left to cool so it can thicken up, and then is cut into pieces ready for packaging.
So this is snake and coconut wine with the real cobra inside. Wow. You leave the poison in?
Yeah. If they like snake wine, they must use the poisonous snakes.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
We then hopped onto a tuk-tuk to head to another pier to take a small rowboat to our overnight destination.
That's gonna be our boat.
Okay. But it's all the way inside.
Here I am, trying to get into the boat without falling overboard. It was really nice and peaceful, floating along these narrow channels. We passed by some of the familiar water coconut trees along the sides. Here we are, coming to the end of our boat ride at the pier. From here, we took a short walk to our homestead for our overnight stay. After offloading our bags, we went to the patio beside the Mekong River to relax and enjoy the views. We relaxed and drank tea and coffee and watched the various boats and barges slowly glide by. Notice the river is flowing from right to left. Overnight, the current will reverse due to tidal action. Around the homestead, there are several fruit trees, and this one is a mango tree. It's full of flowers and many mangoes at various stages of ripening. This was my bed for the night, complete with mosquito net.
So now you can see the current is reversed. Last night it was flowing right to left, now it's left to right.
Here we are, early in the morning, waiting for the sunrise. While waiting for breakfast, I walked around the homestead, checking out some of the fruit trees and the colorful flowers all around. This is a star fruit tree. You can see several fruits growing. After breakfast, we spent quite some time watching these mudskippers on the muddy bank that was exposed due to the receding tide. We found them fascinating. Mudskippers typically live in burrows in intertidal habitats. This image shows the hinged front pectoral fins that help the fish skip across muddy terrain. Mudskippers have the ability to breathe through their skin and the lining of their mouths, but only as long as their skin is wet or moist, so they must return to water frequently. After saying goodbye to our host for the night, we made our way back to the pier to take a final boat ride back to land and head back to our hotel in Ho Chi Minh City. The rest of the afternoon was free time for us. We would meet up at night for our farewell dinner with our awesome guide, An. An was our guide for this trip. She took really good care of us and made sure our trip was smooth all the way, and we had a wonderful experience. She is an absolute encyclopedia of knowledge of everything that is Vietnam, its history, its culture, and places. Every place we visited, she gave us in-depth information about it so we could understand the significance of the place and its history. If you take this tour with this company, I would highly recommend you check to see when An will be guiding the trip and book for that time. You will have a really great time on the trip with An as your guide. Thank you, An, for a wonderful and awesome trip.